Good morning. Hey, say hi, Chloe. Another beautiful morning in the Pacific Northwest. Fortunately, a lot of construction going on around out here in the woods. Hey, man, I've been thinking a lot about some calls I've had in the last few weeks and catching a little bit of a theme here. And so, of course, I got to share it. I'm going to try and keep this, quick and short here, but I want you to think about your win and loss columns. And, think about your track record over, let's say the last 10 years. And then over the last 20 years. And then think about your track record over the last year, right? And what we tend to do is, all of us at various levels, until you've learned to train yourself to not live in this space for long periods of time. But I'm just finding that I think people are spending way too much time looking at their loss track record and not their win track record. And this is really a trained skill that most of the world teaches you to focus on the losses, and that there's superpower in the losses. And don't get me wrong, I mean, that's where we do learn the vast majority of our lessons, is in how do we not lose again in that space or that particular application or that activity or that game. And the reality is that there's always going to be somebody bigger, better, faster, stronger, more prepared on that day. And so, the concepts of taking a loss, you just have to start reconditioning your mind that this is really about, it's just a learning experience. At the end of the day, it's just another learning experience. And what can we take from it? You could be the greatest athlete in the world and have a bad day. And, those hundredths of a second mattered that day. And so I guess the question is that are you constantly reliving your losses in your mind? Or are you looking at your win columns? Because when you will have movement in your life, of course, is when you feel something. And for the vast majority of people, at least that I've been around over the years, they, including myself, were very negatively motivated for decades of our life. And you're trying to prove them wrong and prove the naysayers wrong. And then you get to a place in your life where you've basically proven all those people wrong, the mythical people that, never really show up anyways. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people that are going to put you down. And, it has nothing to do with you. It's a reflection of themselves. So I want you to start really focusing on looking at your win columns and start building a practice in your life, an exercise of building yourself up. Taking some time to write down all of those wins. It's amazing how quick that if something negative happens in your life, that you can instantly go to all these other negative things, because you've created this list over time in your mind that automatically goes to all these negative things or negative people that have had negative impact on you, instead of, how come your mind doesn't instantly go to that coach that was always lifting you up, that parent, that teacher, your parents, your friends, in those times that they were super supportive of you and lifted you up? How come your mind doesn't go there? How come it goes to the loss column? So this is a conditioned response, okay? And it's time you start developing new triggers and new ways to develop or to handle these negative thoughts, these negative experiences that come in, or life's going to be very tough. And I can tell you, I lived there for so many years of my life, is that I was always fighting to prove somebody wrong instead of always fighting to do the right thing. Okay, so I hope that makes some sense to you. I'm just seeing the theme, talking to lots of people, and I find that we haven't collectively taken the time to develop a win column and focus on the wins and make yourself feel good, so you'll actually have movement and develop and build your own confidence in a much shorter period of time, instead of living in misery for weeks, months, even years, when you can have that learning experience it for a very short period of time, and get yourself back into the win column as quick as possible. So let's go develop and focus on that win column, and you will see huge changes in your life, and you'll start feeling amazing about yourself. So let's go win out there.